Be like an emo kid, just like.
That'd be funny.
Hi, this is emo Fabian.
Hi.
Hi,
Fabian. How are you?
Hi, Marco. Hi.
It's me, Fabian.
Hi, I'm Fabian.
I'm a douchebag.
I could be, yes. I'm brutally honest, which is kind of borderline douchebag these days, with sensitive ass bitches out there.
Jesus Christ. Ave Maria. That didn't blow it out, so I think we're good. Alright, guys. Coffee Time. Episode 9. And here we are with Fabian from the band Vicious Attack and others. Hi, Fabian.
Hello.
What's going on? How are you?
Okay, I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's great. If you don't know Fabian, then you must live under a rock or something, because Fabian is in 17 bands, right? Yeah. What bands are you in, Fabian?
17.
Exactly 17. But which ones?
First and foremost, Vicious Attack. Secondly, Spur Change. Third, Johnny Vomit. Fourth, Battle Royale. Squared Off. First Jason. And Hyper Volume.
So yeah, I was joking about the 17, but that's still 7.
7, so you just exaggerated 10.
Yeah.
Added 10 more to the
That's like a continuous band joke that we make, where we just every time we just keep adding more and more bands.
Oh, and possibly Blood Bag.
Blood Bag? Really?
Blood Bag.
What is
I
that?
think, maybe. I don't know.
Is that new?
Yeah, well, it's more of a recording project only. Yeah, so
Do we have any kind of
we just recorded last weekend.
really?
Yeah,
Jesus,
5
man.
songs. So
I saw that you were recording with, what was it, Squared Off again recently?
yeah, we just with Dan.
Didn't you just record and press something else recently?
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. So far this year, 3 times in the studio, and this is just January.
Damn, man.
So
That's intense.
a good start for the year.
So Fabian is basically busy all the
I'm
time.
a band whore.
He's a band whore.
I'm gonna fuck your bands, all of them.
Yeah, he's gonna come in there
Come
and he's
take
gonna
over
open places up and just,
places you didn't even know existed.
exactly. So there's a reason why I had Fabian on here. I know you're thinking like, Mike, a second Vicious Attack member? Like what kind of self-promoting douchebag are you?
Like, you're a fucking douchebag. You're just promoting your fucking bands all the time.
I know, exactly.
He's a douchebag.
I am kind of a douchebag. But basically, before we get into why, I don't really have a coffee of the day, but Fabian doesn't really drink coffee. He's drinking a nice tea.
Today is tea time, not
Today
coffee time.
is tea time for him.
Brought
To
to
me,
you
it's
by Stash pomegranate and raspberry tea.
yes. So like it's still coffee time for me though. And today I just went to Dunkin' and I got a nice Americano.
You should get a Dunkin' promotion.
Dude, that'd be great. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I got a
You
Dunkin'.
go to Dunkin' Donuts and show off your tattoo.
I have once, yeah, and I got free coffee from one establishment. They told me as long as I go there, I get free coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
So
awesome.
I get free coffee in one spot.
You gotta walk in there like a douchebag that you are,
It's like,
and raise you gotta walk in like this, like,
Yeah.
oh, look at my tattoo. Oh,
Yeah.
Can I get that coffee right there?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a reason why I asked Fabian on today. Is because every single year Fabian has this awesome festival. Fabian, would you like to tell us about that?
Yes. So it began a long time ago when I was born, 1978. I was born. St. Patty's Day, that is. For all you Irishmen. Anyways, Fabian Fest. I throw a essentially birthday show every year. This is the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5?
5 sounds right.
5. This is the 5th annual Fabian Fest, and I perform with all. This year is going to be 7 bands. The year before was 6. Before that was 5, 4, and it started with 3. So keep on adding.
Eventually we get to 17.
I'll be playing a whole weekend festival and 30 bands, and it's just me.
It's Fabian Fest.
Yeah, something like that.
Fabian Palooza. So that's basically what it is. It's him and all 7 of his bands playing in one show.
One show at Cobra Lounge.
Cobra Lounge. Do you have the time? Do you know what time the whole thing starts?
I think I got it starting at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
6, 7. I believe doors open at 6 and showtime at 7. And all 7 bands, again, repeating: Vicious Attack, Spare Change, Johnny Vomit, Battle Royale, Scored Off, First Jason, and Hyper Volume will be performing, as well as an awesome performance by Ammunition. She's fucking awesome. You are awesome, Ammo.
And Ammunition, she is a, what would you say, a burlesque performer?
Not necessarily. She does like grinding and fire. So she can't do it at Cobra because they won't allow her to shoot flames and balls of fire.
So she does the sparks.
The sparky thingies, you know.
Yeah, it's
So yeah. She has a cool guitar where she sparks and plays, and really cool.
She premiered that at one of the fabulous Fabian Fests.
She actually did all of them except for the first one.
Mm-hmm. So this has been going on since I've been in the band, which has been like how long now? Like 5 years, something like that.
Now.
5 or 6 years.
Something like that. I can't keep track of time.
I have I been there for all of them?
No.
Maybe -2.
Probably. I think the first year the entire band did it. The second year it was Dave's last show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
And then you were there for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So he tries to do it every year, and he has so far. 5 years consecutive. We have been doing this at the Cobra Lounge, and they're just awesome. They're awesome about it, and I've been trying to get you to get like Bloodletter recently got a Burger of the Month at Kuma's.
Yeah, but they got asked. They didn't ask for it.
I know, but still, hey,
what kind of douchebag do you think I am? Like, hey, you need to name a burger after
There's no shame. There's no shame because you have thrown a festival there every year. I bet if you just told them, they'd have no problem giving it to you.
I'm not sure we're me asking. Maybe if you went and go ask.
Like, hey, give my drummer a burger, you dummies. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a great show. You guys should come out. It's if you don't know kind of the range of Fabian's other bands, it varies very strangely. Yeah. There's like crossover, thrash, hardcore. What is Hypervolume? Like psychedelic, maybe?
I don't know. It's a combination of like stoner, grungy, classic rock influence with like metal, and I don't know. It's a combination of a lot of weird shit.
And Johnny Vomit, which is again crossover like party metal
thrash type of. You Johnny Vomit fans out there know what we sound like.
Yeah.
And for you that don't, you would just have to go to the show and find out.
Yes, and you will love it because they put on a really good show.
Well, this is like the first Johnny Vomit show in, I want to say, a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to look forward to, guys. There's a lot to look forward to. A lot of range. So let's say you're not into the band that's playing, you just wait, that 30 minutes.
Just stick around, and if you hate all the bands, at least Ammunition will make it fun for you.
Right, exactly. If you hate everybody, you can, like at the end of the night, just punch Fabian in the chest. He'll let you.
My legs or arms, they'll be sore by then. So.
Exactly. He'll be crawling on the floor already.
Yeah, don't promote this. They're gonna stand in line, fucking waiting to punch me.
I hated this. I'm like, okay.
Fucking short bastard.
But yeah, we have all these bands. Are we doing like the artists coming in this year?
Oh yeah. Actually, yes, I am working on that at the moment. I requested 7 artists only for 7 bands. Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to be getting an email on what artists will be featured, and I will be working on a flyer for that, which I should do before I go to Kinko's and print out the Fabian Fest flyers.
Yes.
So that way I have them both.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna have artists there, we're gonna have bands there. It's just gonna be this awesome, fun thing. And you know what? Get there a little early. Cobra Lounge has awesome food.
Yeah. Food is fucking awesome.
Last year, I remember at the same time that they had your festival, they had the Fleetwood Mac burger, which was like this ridiculously cheesy mac and cheese burger. It was ridiculous, and it was amazing.
I like their is it the cheese fritters?
Mm-hmm.
Those things are awesome.
Dude, even everything, their tots. I love their tots. Yeah. So, yeah, that's always a plus for me. Is like with Cobra Lounge, is that you're getting good sound, that you're getting a good location, but you're also getting good
food and good beer. I guess they have craft beers and
they make their own beers, guys, which is pretty awesome.
Do you know the name of the brewery?
I do not.
I keep forgetting. I mean, I don't drink, so it never really occurred to me to find out, but. Mm-hmm. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, they have their own brewery.
All right, Fabian. So tell me a little bit about your bands. Like we've already talked about the style a little bit. You want to give us a timeline of when you joined? I know. It's kind of a lot to ask of. There's a lot of history there, but if you were to summarize it, let's start off with the first of those bands. Like. Who was the first?
Vicious Attack.
It was Vicious Attack?
Original Vicious Attack. We were originally known as Demon Seed back in those days.
Demon
Seed. Yes. Okay. So.
What prompted the name change?
Well, we just me and the vocalist from Demon Seed, Dave Correa. We ventured off and started. Well, we decided to get new members because previous members were not into it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So we kept going strong, and then we got Johnny on bass, and then we found an ad for Dave Grech. He came in to try out. Funny story about Dave is Dave tried out for. When my brother when we separated, it was me, Dave Correa, and then Sal and my brother were trying to get Demon Seed, I guess, formed as well. Mm-hmm. So Dave Grech actually tried out for my brother's Demon Seed. Mm-hmm. So then when he came to try out for us, mm-hmm. he saw the banner and he was getting ready to walk out because he was like, oh shit, these guys again. But then our vocalist, Dave, came out of the bathroom and caught him leaving. Mm-hmm. So if it wasn't for that, we probably would have never had Dave. Mm-hmm. But Dave Grech on guitar.
Dave Grech is also in a different one of Fabian's bands.
Yeah, I put him in Spare Change after he left Vicious Attack. So
Vicious Attack, you had the first incarnation of that lineup.
Yeah, and then Kevin came in.
Kevin
was the last member who... Yeah,
shaped.
Yeah.
So
he definitely did a lot of the shaping in the band.
Mm-hmm. What were you guys before?
We were essentially like a hardcore crossover, thrash punk crossover with hardcore elements, because Dave Correa came from a hardcore tough guy background. Mm-hmm. me, Dave, and Johnny essentially were big fans of crossover thrash. So we were kind of, even the first stuff that we recorded with Kevin, which we don't have official recordings of, but we had little moments that we had a little tape recorder, like a legit cassette tape recorder. And we recorded some of our practices, and they were very crossover thrashy. And then it wasn't until we had a demon seed from, I believe, Texas, who was signed by a label that asked us to change our names, or else they were going to get their lawyers involved. I wasn't a fan of Demon Seed, so I was happy to change the name.
It was an easy decision.
No, it wasn't. It was a very hard one. And then I'm glad that we decided to go with Vicious Attack. I think Kevin came up with the name. We had a list of names that we were going to pick from, and it was almost Merciless Onslaught.
Yeah.
A fucking mouthful. But I wasn't a fan of that. So thank you, Kevin, for, I think, bringing Vicious Attack's name. And when we decided we were going to do Vicious Attack, we decided, hey, well, we need to change our style of music to be more vicious. So.
And Kevin's style already pretty much dictated.
Well, yeah. Kevin is a big fan of like thrash metal / death metal. So.
Yeah.
So now the Vicious Attack that we all know is very thrash metal with death metal influence, I would say, or death metal with thrash influence.
Yeah, because Kevin's influence definitely sings through no matter what.
Yeah.
And my influence is very strange because I don't really have one. You know,
no, he's still the baby at the band.
Yeah, okay.
He brings his baby influences.
I'm not the baby though. Alex is the baby.
Is he younger than you?
I didn't know if we meant age or seniority.
Well, I meant age.
I don't know if he's.
I think he might be
it's
older.
It's an interesting question. We'll have to find that out.
You don't know? Isn't he your friend?
Yeah, but that doesn't. I don't know you. I don't know your birthday.
Well, you at least know his age. At least you got to know if he's older than you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you older than him, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know.
Alex, come on.
Answer us right now.
Come on, Alex.
We'll
don't
wait.
be shy.
Okay, yeah. So, in Vicious Attack right now, we have Johnny, Kevin, you, me, and... Did I say Alex already?
Alex, did we say
There's 5 of us.
Sure, yeah.
And right now, the way that we sound is definitely, death metal mixed with my weird style,
Yeah.
I don't really have a specific style, which kind of, it lends itself definitely to a newer style of music.
Yeah. I always tell people, if you like Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, and Lamb of God vocals, then you'll like Vicious Attack.
Yeah.
That's my reference to it, but then I don't know his references and style that he lends himself to.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to what your second band out of those would be.
Spur Change.
Spur Change?
Yeah, so any awesome fast-picking bass players out there that are looking to join a crossover thrash band, we're looking for a bass player. But you got to be serious.
And you got to be good.
Got to be good.
You got to keep up with their old guitar player from Vicious Attack, Dave Greck, who left the band. Would you say? I can't even put a timestamp on that. 2011. He
left the band, and we were without a second guitar player before Dave Correa influenced Kevin to get a second
for a year
guitar player, almost about a year before we got this fucking guy.
So you joined Spare Change. Spare Change's been around for a while before you joined.
Yeah, 1989, I want to say.
And that's all because of Brian. Brian is the sole original member.
He will not let that name die.
Yeah, and then so there's you, Brian. There was Johnny in there at that point.
Johnny, yeah. Well, you would have to do a Brian segment on the whole Spare Change thing. I don't know, beyond me.
Yeah.
But all I remember was when I first joined the band. We only practiced once before the show we play, and we only play like maybe 2 or 3 shows a year. So before Dave years, Spare Change was very, we barely practiced, we barely saw each other, and we barely played shows.
Mm-hmm.
When we got Dave in the band, then we started practicing once a week, and again, more than 2 or 3 shows a year.
So Dave's in the band, Brian's in
Yeah.
the band, you're in the band, Johnny.
Yeah,
at the time was in the
Johnny started when we got Dave in the band. We got Johnny in, and then we had Al, and now we have nobody. So
now they're looking for a bass player. So also, if you're not really, I mean, you might be into the music, into metal or local bands, but you don't really unless you're a musician, you don't truly know. Sometimes you go through a lot of lineup changes, a lot of personnel change, and sometimes it's nobody's fault. Sometimes just other things get in the way. You know. And sometimes it is personal,
Oh yeah.
But so every band has had a lot of turnover in personnel, or unless you're Metallica, I guess you have to die to to get replaced.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I don't know, but all right. So we've got Vicious Attack, Spare Change. What's number 3? Would that be Johnny Vomit?
Johnny Vomit.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been around since I think even earlier than '89.
Mm-hmm.
I think they may have been 84, 85. Sorry, Johnny, or Eric, or Roman, or Scott, if I got the year wrong. But they've been there. I know they were in the '80s somewhere. So.
And are they all original members?
Yeah, except for actually. No, I'm not sure. I don't even know that.
You don't know?
The only thing I remember hearing is how Johnny Vomit got started was Roman used to be in a band called Vomit, I believe, and John used to be in the band called John Doe. They met each other and thought, hey, cool, let's start a band together, yay! So then they merged John Doe with Vomit, and it became Johnny Vomit.
And what an original name too! That sticks in your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think all these band names that we've said so far, Vicious Attack. If you type that into Google, good luck. If you don't type in band after Vicious Attack,
yeah, you'll get all kinds of dog fucking Vicious Attacks and
pit bulls.
Yeah.
Abusing.
It's always like the first YouTube video I see is like some pit bull viciously attacking somebody.
Jesus Christ. And then Spare Change, that's just a common phrase. And then Johnny Vomit is so unique, that's...
Yeah, when I type in Johnny Vomit on YouTube, Johnny Vomit,
immediately comes
the
up.
band comes up.
Okay, so you've got Johnny Vomit. Who's after Johnny Vomit?
Blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, the bands that I'm in now, Battle Royale, would probably be the 4th one.
Okay. Now, Battle Royale used to have a different name.
Yeah, Battle Royale, well, me and Flea, the guitar player, were in Crime Spree.
Everybody remembers Crime Spree.
Yeah, Crime Spree. And, I joined that band as a favor because their drummer at the time was MIA, and they had a big show at Reggie's, I believe. So they gave me a week to learn all their music. Played a show with them, then they decided to keep me for a while, and the while became permanently.
Yeah.
So.
And what style of music? Would you say hardcore?
Well,
crossover again?
Crime Spree, sorry.
Yeah.
My name is confused. Crime Spree was kind of a hardcore crossover. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm terrible with genres.
Yeah.
So I don't know all these genres, but yeah, they were different style. And then me and Flea decided we were gonna start a second project, and that became Battle Royale with Tim, who originally was a singer for Insult to Injury, and he's still doing, by the way. They just got back together, and I think they recorded a new album recently, so check them out. They're really cool.
Flea, you said Flea is pretty much the driving force of that band, right?
Yeah. When I joined Crime Spree, it was kind of no disrespect to the band and the style of music, but to me it was just like, okay, cool, I'm just a drummer. when me and Flea decided we're gonna keep going, and we started Battle Royale. That was because I started the band. I initially became married to the project. I was more into it, I guess, so to speak, than Crime Spree. And so between me and Flea were the driving force of the band. We got Chris now, who's actually has been setting up a lot of shows, contacting people, getting our music out there. Chris, I don't remember his last name, but on the album he wanted to refer to himself as Chris My Ass, I believe.
Is that on there? Yeah.
Yeah, that's, am I gonna break something?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
I should have did this earlier.
Just be careful with your mic.
Yeah, am I still hooked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think well, we actually had Rich playing bass on this album. Battle Royale released the record.
You can get a fabulous fucking Fabian Fest.
Yeah, we're gonna be selling it there. We got blue vinyl and black. So this is an awesome blue vinyl. Yay, so pretty.
Nice colors.
Yeah, and Chris is actually the inspiration for the samurai. He is the samurai. Took a picture of him and we decided to draw him as a character. So yeah, he's part of the album. He's doing a lot for the band right now, setting up a lot of shows.
And you would say that right now,
Battle
Royale is definitely the most active of the band.
Yeah, right now, surprisingly, yeah, they are the most active band. Actually, yeah. I mean, last year was given to First Jason, but this year, at the end of last year and beginning of this year, has been like completely Battle Royale. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay, so we just talked about Battle Royale. What would you say the next band in that is?
Squared Off.
Squared Off. Okay. You know anything about Squared Off?
No, other than Hoser. Hoser's like my dad. Never tells me I'm doing a great job, but he always tells me when I fuck up. So thank you, Hoser.
That sounds like management.
Well,
that sounds like a supervisor.
that does. He definitely does have a supervisor quality about him. But he does remind me of my dad a lot because that's my dad. You know, never proud of me for doing the good things in life, but always points out when I'm fucking everything up. So,
and would you say that that's the same style of music, more or less? Squared Off?
They go more on their like working class punk, I guess.
Okay.
They're all blue collar, you know, workforce, political.
Does that play into the music? Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it that's based on the working class and politics and just fucked up people and we just recorded with Dan Klein at Iron Hand Audio.
I remember that. I remember seeing a picture.
Yeah.
Someone in your band was taking a picture.
And this album is very political. We do have this song called Monkey in the House.
Oh.
We the People, Protest, Green, Don't Blame Me are new songs that we recorded along with Heroes, which is an old song that we decided to re-record.
Okay. Very cool. So, I mean, by my count, it seems like you're going to have new music from these guys ready to go, Squared Off.
Yeah.
Will you have new music with Battle Royale by that point? You already kind of do.
Well, this is new.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
New, but we actually just recorded 10 songs recently that are not released yet, so that will be coming soon.
That won't make it in time for the Fabian
No.
Fest, right?
We're still promoting and doing everything for this album here.
In a way, that's smart, just to have it ready to roll.
That's an interesting thing about Battle Royale is we learn a batch of songs and we immediately go in and record it right away. So,
that is an interesting process.
Yeah, and we like this full-length album. These are two different times we went to the studio to record, and we decided to merge it together in one full-length album.
Yeah. Okay. So you're sitting on new Battle Royale, new Squared Off.
Squared Off. So, as Flea would say, buy our record.
Buy it on vinyl.
Buy it on vinyl. You can get it at, what are they? I'm terrible at this
All
shit.
of the, probably like Bandcamp.
Yeah, go to Bandcamp, buy it. We can ship it out to you.
I don't know if they have, do you have streaming services with them?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded a video with the
Recently.
Fecal People. So check that out.
Oh, it's a brand new video.
Yeah, it's
And at that point, too, you won't have a physical representation of it, but Vicious Attack is also back into the studio, and we'll be playing a bunch of new songs at the Fabulous fucking Fabian Fest as well.
yes. So look out for that.
It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys.
I mean, we're trying to push for a release for Fabian Fest, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But very soon.
Still cool. You gotta hear some new stuff. So,
Yeah.
all right, you got Squared Off. Who's next on the list?
Would be First Jason.
Mm-hmm. First Jason.
And First Jason, I used to play when I was in Johnny Vomit. We used to play shows with Ari Lehman and First Jason a while back. For those that are not familiar, First Jason is Ari Lehman. He was the first Jason in the original Friday the 13th, the little boy who was drowning in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So check him out. He's a very interesting character. You can find him on social media.
All of his music and stuff, I'm sure, is on all the streaming things.
Yeah. We just recorded a album like the beginning of last year, Lord of the Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. That's really cool. We recorded a video, Kill for Mother, and we just started filming a video for brain fart.
That's okay. Yeah, you don't have to.
Voorhees is the name.
Of the song?
Yeah, it's the name of the new song that we just recorded we're recording a video right now. We did 2 of the scenes so far, and I think next weekend we're gonna get together and record the last scenes of the video before they put it all together and release it.
Okay, yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, First Jason is basically, like, I mean, you've kind of probably already assumed it's horror themed.
It's horror themed, so anything to do with Friday the 13th is First Jason.
And now is it all just based on Jason, or are there other
I mean, it's
horror
based
elements?
on a majority, like 90% of it's based on First Jason, or not First Jason, Jason Voorhees, the character.
And what kind of music would you say, like synth rock?
It's, I guess you would call it maybe horror rock, but it has punk.
Elements.
It has punk elements. It has rock elements. It has
Metal?
metal influence. It definitely has reggae and bluesy influence. So
Reggae?
yeah, reggae.
Jesus
Ari used to be in a reggae band before
Really?
First Jason.
That's
He
awesome.
actually played keyboards for a reggae band. So
Okay. Yeah.
So very,
and,
very,
And if
very
you didn't know, you
influenced.
just found out. He plays keyboard, guitar.
yeah, he had guitar. So check him out. If for those guitar lovers out there.
You don't see a lot of them anymore.
No,
So
he'll
there
blow
you
your
go.
fucking socks off. He's a really good
Yeah.
player.
So he'll also be there at the Fabulous fucking Fabian Fest.
Yeah. Shouts out to Eddie and Bass Amp, other members of the band, and Johnny. Johnny also is in the band. He's in the recording album and in the videos so far. So
Very nice.
yeah, so Johnny Leonard.
Leonard.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I almost forgot your last name, John.
There's a couple Johnnies.
There's a lot of Johnnies out
There's
there.
a lot of Johnnies. Okay, so that leaves the last band. right?
Hyper Volume.
Now, Hypervolume is definitely, I'd say, the most different band that you've ever worked with, right? In terms of sound.
Yeah.
And can you explain a little bit about, like, what that sound is?
It's everything ball into one. Now, it has a lot of like weird stoner, psychedelic, classic rock influence, metal, stoner metal. So it's a mixture of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Adam's a very interesting character, and his style of writing, his singing is. Believe it or not, we just recorded our album too with Dan and Iron Hand Audio. As you can see, Dan's our guy. It's really good. Hopefully we'll have it out by Fabian Fest, but that's an iffy. But
You said an album, right?
yeah,
So
we
is
just
it like
recorded.
10 songs, more or less?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
But they all it all goes together. Like the way it was recorded is like if
Kind of like a Pink Floyd album almost?
yeah, it just keeps going like Dark Side of the Moon type of shit, you know.
That's pretty cool.
So it all goes into it just seems like you're listening to one long fucking song, but it's really multiple songs together.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. With like Battle Royale and maybe Squared Off, I'm not sure. Your songs are relatively shorter, right?
With Battle Royale, yeah, we got like, I don't know, like 20-second, 40-second songs. So a lot of the songs are...
You get a lot for like a half an hour set.
Yeah, we got like fucking 22 songs and 20 minutes of music.
Jesus Christ. Now, Hypervolume, is that kind of like the opposite?
It's a little bit of... It has like 2-3 minute songs. But you just never know because they all like sound like
They
just
blend.
one fucking song.
Yeah.
Like if you're smoking and really high or tripping on acid, it's just gonna seem like one fucking song to you.
Yeah. And then you told me with his off camera, you told me with his lyrics, they're very like, did you say eco-friendly, 100% GMO free.
Yeah. I guess like I said earlier, I should have done research on all of these
Bands.
bands that I'm in, because I mean, I essentially just, it got to the point where just like, oh fuck it, I'm just a drummer, you know, I don't know anything about the band.
Well, you were saying that your other band member in Hypertension, it's just Hypervolume. It's just 2, right? Yeah, I know. It's only 2 people.
So it's only Adam that plays first, second, and bass. First, second guitar and bass. So I don't know how the fuck he does
His
that.
gear is insane. Like how much gear he
he's got a
wheels in.
shitload of amps and bass amps, and he's got like 2 major big fucking floor.
Monitors. Yeah.
No, not floor monitors, but the pedal boards.
Oh.
He's got 2 pedal boards like full of shit. Yeah.
But he's a good guy, and he's a professor. You said so. A lot of his lyrics,
he's very
are like very about conserving the environment, which is great, right?
Yeah, kind of. And I think one song he had mentioned like basically how we're fucking up the planet and the humans are the cause of like, you know, what the hell's going on around the world. Climate change and shit. So I mean, yeah, he gets more in depth and he's very passionate about what he talks about, so yeah. Don't mention that you pollute if you do in front of him. He'll probably slap your ass.
That's funny. Well, it's cool. We, like, it's interesting. Like, I know a lot of this already because, we're bandmates and we just talk about this stuff, But it's always interesting hearing about this when you bring in other bands, and just hearing that history. And you have, like, undoubtedly probably the most history because you've worked with so many bands in the past,
Yeah.
There was that time
Don't tell me to mention what bands I work with because
he doesn't remember.
Fucking remember any of it.
Like there's been so many different times where you're like, oh, I think I might be working with Coven, or like just randomly like all these bands, It's like, oh, I'm in this weird psych metal band. It's like,
yeah, I almost joined Coven at one point.
Yeah.
The original, like, I think there's a band called Coven too, but they're like a death metal, black metal. I don't know, something like that. But no, this is the original 1960.
Sabbathy.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
If you look them up, they're a really good band.
They are good. I did look.
I like them a lot. So I was kind of sad that I didn't make the tryout.
Maybe that wasn't even it. Maybe, like they had somebody already, that they were thinking of.
Well, they originally had a drummer, but the drummer wasn't sure if he can do it, so I was kind of his backup. Mm-hmm. But when he decided, I'm going to do it, then it was like, oh, sorry, Fabian, get the fuck out of the way. Right. But it was cool because they forced me to get a passport, and which was very useful when I joined First Jason.
Right, because First Jason, would you say, is your only band so far that you've traveled with internationally?
Internationally, yeah. So, yeah.
And where have you gone with First Jason?
Germany.
Gone to Germany? This isn't international, but Canada.
We went to Canada.
Canada. Hey, I had some poutine. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Germany, Canada. I know you've obviously toured all around the U.S. Anywhere else international?
No, we had scheduled dates to go to like Australia, but I guess the record label company we were on at the time didn't fall through or something happened. So we never got to go to Australia. I was disappointed.
Oh, that sucks.
That would have been cool.
But, with First Jason, more specifically, you've had a lot of these opportunities, like, you play all of these, like, horror conventions and stuff, and you've got to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah, I got to meet a lot of interesting celebrities.
Any special ones come to mind off the top of your head?
Well, I got to meet one of my favorite, Elvira. She was fucking Cassandra Peterson.
Did you just give her the biggest hug in the world?
I was in love with this lady since I was a kid. She might have been the first person I jerked off to. But it was awesome meeting her. She was cool. Linda Blair, I was excited to meet her, but
what?
She was kind of she's a mean lady, and I mean that respectfully. I'm sure somewhere along the line she had to become that way.
Passion,
but it was like I was a little bit intimidated by her.
My favorite that he met, Frylock.
Oh yeah, Frylock was awesome.
He met Frylock, guys, from Aquatina Hunger Force.
Yeah.
You partied with Frylock.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so he was cool?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even a fan of fucking
Aquatine.
I don't even like that cartoon. I'm sorry, but over my head, I guess I had to be a stoner to get it. But I met him, and he was really he was one of my favorite people, considering that I didn't like his cartoon.
You guys just, had like fun, right? You just partied in a hotel room, I think.
Yeah. And what's his name? Daig. I guess he goes by Daig now, but he was the little blonde kid that played Michael Myers as a little boy in the Rob Zombie remakes of Halloween.
Oh, right.
We got to hang out with him. He was a cool cat.
Very cool. I'm blanking. You met Lois Lane. Right?
I met a shitload of people. I mean, unless you point them out to me, I don't even remember who I met.
He's met a lot of people. Yeah. I remember you doing paintings for people to sign. Oh,
yeah. Bob Camp was awesome. The guy who drew the Ren and Stimpy. Personal favorite. I was a huge fan of Ren and Stimpy, so it was really cool to meet him. Him and his wife were awesome. They were stoned as fuck when I met him. Really cool guy. Crypt Keeper, the guy who voices Crypt Keeper, he's really cool. Who else? Oh, I met Tom Watson, which is Biff Tanner from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. No.
He was cool.
He wasn't like over the whole Biff thing, or
No, I mean,
because some people are like, I played that role, and now everybody like Shooter McGavin. Everybody knows Shooter McGavin.
Yeah. I mean, that was his iconic role, I think.
Yeah.
Everything else,
his only role.
Yeah.
Really, he's been in other things, but
but nobody really knows that. And he was one of the detectives in the movie Blood In, Blood Out.
Right.
He was his partner in the movie. It was. Other than that, I don't remember him in anything else.
It's Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin.
Well, that's cool, man. It's interesting. We see a lot of these bands come in here, and they have, like we had Bloodletter come in, and they've had like an enormous amount of success. We've had Luke come in from Crusaders, and they've been, like hitting shows like crazy. But you, as a person, are doing the same thing, but your span is across a bunch of different bands.
Yeah, it got so hectic that I was in the recording studio 11 times last year.
Jesus Christ.
3 times so far, and it's January now. And almost every weekend from March till like October. I'm usually booked. So.
Well, man, it's. I hate to say it, it's only gonna get busier.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm exhausted, but I'd rather be exhausted doing something I love than being at a job that I hate. You know, because I see that happen a lot with people. Is like they're always like sick and tired of their jobs. I'm like, oh, I hate my job. I'm tired. I'm tired and exhausted, but I'm doing something I love to do, and it's playing music. Yeah. So I can't complain. I mean, sometimes I want to, but no, I don't.
All right, guys. Well, you know, he just gave you a summary of his bands. You know, this is mainly for the fabulous fucking Fabian Fest. You know, like I want to have him come back in because he has a lot to talk about. You know, he's don't do that. He has a lot of experience. You know, playing all these shows and stuff. So maybe I'll have him come in a different time and talk mainly about that.
Yeah. Oh.
But so let's wrap it up by talking about this festival, Fabian. You got anything to say to the nice people? You know?
Yes. You should go on a Cobra Lounge website and get your tickets in advance. $10. If you if you pay at the door or the day of, then you're gonna lose $2 extra. So it'll be a $12 at the door.
Yeah.
And day of, so get them in advance if you can.
You get them at, I believe it's TicketWeb, I think.
I think you go through.
You just go to the Cobra Lounge website.
Yeah, and there's a link if you go on Facebook. We have a event page on Facebook.
All the bands will be sharing this event, so
they better be. All 7 of you fuckers.
You hear that? You hear that?
You hear that? Don't make me point. Don't make me call names out. Because that's a lot of names I gotta remember.
Yeah, a lot of Johnnies.
Yeah, a lot of Johnnies.
So get your tickets, $10, $12 at the door. But why, you know, save that $2 for like a beer, you know, or a tip or something. You know.
$10 for 7 bands, 1 awesome sparkly thingy performer from Ammo. She's fucking amazing. You gotta check her out if you haven't seen her.
All of these artists.
And we're gonna have 7 different artists, which I'm sorry to say I don't know the names of all the artists that are gonna be featured there. But look out for the flyer.
They will also be shared on the actual event page once we confirm them.
Fabulous fucking art show, I think that's what I call it. So,
nice.
Yeah, fabulous fucking art show. This will be the second one for the art show.
Now, where are they going to be stationed? Same thing, like
same thing. It'll be at Cobra Lounge. So check out their artwork. They're really cool.
Mm-hmm. Buy something. Take a card if you need a commission in the future. You know.
Yeah.
It's like really you can't find a better value. You know, a lot of these festivals will just throw all these bands on there and. It's a mess, but stop it. We never have a problem with, the timing, the organization, It always falls into place. It just works out, so.
No.
All right. Well, guys, come to the show. You want to say the date and the time and all that and the bands one more time just to put it in their little peanut-sized heads?
Come to Fabulous fucking Fabian Fest 5. Saturday, March 14th, 2020, at the Cobra Lounge.
Cobra Lounge.
Where you will be hearing music from Vicious Attack, Johnny Vomit, Spare Change, Battle Royale, Squared Off, First Jason, and last but not least, Hyper Volume. You will be also seeing Ammunition perform in between every band.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you don't get bored with band setup and stuff like that. Keep you entertained all night. Cobra Lounge has some awesome fucking food, awesome beer.
Guys, check out the food, seriously.
I think it's called Rise Above, isn't it? Rise something?
Rise something, yeah.
Rise something. Sorry, Cobra Lounge, I don't remember the brewery name, but...
It's okay.
I don't drink, but I hear that their beer is awesome.
It is really good.
And they have a lot of craft beer there, so check it out. Cool place, good food, great fucking music. Check out all of these bands. Look us all up on social media. And check out Angry Peasants. That's Adam Hypervolume's own thing. What he does is he features bands from around, and he'll put them on a compilation. CD. So check that out, angrypeasants.com or something like that.
Yeah. I see it like almost every year, right?
Yeah.
Where they do a compilation.
Yeah. So look us all up
cool.
on social media. Look for the event page, and fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Dunkin' Donuts.
What did I do? I had you on my show.
This is where I start kicking everything. Get the fuck out.
I hate this.
I hate this. Let me take my tea first. Anyways, yeah. So,
Guys, come to the show. It's going to be great.
thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Fabian, thank you for coming on the Coffee Tyme.
I really appreciate it.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Bye.
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 All right, that's a wrap. We did it. We did it.
Like a chicken wrap.
Yes.